Greetings, M squared, and we are going to work with some compositions of functions. So you'll notice there's a couple different ways that you can write them. You can write, some people say fog, but we still, when they see this, but we still would say it properly by saying f of g of x. And this one is g of h of x, of 2, negative 2 and 2. But that's how you say it with the of. Remember, with compositions of functions, we always start with the most inner part, and then we work our way to the outer part. So this one, what I would do is I would find g of 2 first. So I go to my g function, my g of x. Every time I see an x, I'm going to put a 2. This is g of x. Well, negative 3 plus 2 is, times 2 is negative 6. And negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. So g of 2 is negative 1. So now I find f of g of 2, but we found that g of 2 was negative 1. So now I need to find f of negative 1. So I go to my f function, and every time I see an x, I'm going to put a negative 1. So let's work that out. Negative 1 squared is 1. A negative 5 times a negative 1 is a positive 5. So I end up with 6. So f of g of 2 is 6. And that's not the same of g as g of f of 2. So you make sure you do it in the correct order, because you'll get the wrong thing if you put the 2 in for f first most of the time. Okay, let's move on to this one. First, we're going to find h of negative 2. So we take our h function, which is x minus 4, and instead of x, we put a negative 2. And then I should have written that h of negative 2 is. And so that's negative 6. So now we have to find g of negative 6. So we go to our g function, and every time we see an x, it tells us to put a negative 6 in. Well, negative 3 times negative 6 is 18. I'm going to add 5 to it, so I get 23. And on to this one. First I'm going to find h of 3. So I go to my h function, I put a 3 in, and I get a negative 1. And then I find f of negative 1, which we already found up here. So that's nice when that happens. So f of negative 1, we already know is 6. From up there. Okay, our last one. First, let's find f of 4. F of 4 means I go to f, and I put a 4 in. So 16 minus 20 is negative 4. And then I find g of negative 4. So I go to my g function, and I put a negative 4 in for every x that's in the g of f function. Negative 3 times negative 4, and I add 5, and I get 17. And that's how you do composite functions. Sometimes there's more than 2. Sometimes you might have 3 or even more. You just do the inner ones, then you go out, and you go out to the next one. So it's not too bad if you just keep everything in order and watch your signs. The signs and order of operations is where you're going to have the most mistakes. So just be very careful with that. Good luck. I'm Squared signing out.